Mother's Day just passed, and it's no surprise that a woman wants to feel so special that she emphasizes this one day in order to feel appreciation. And I draw from a word in Luke chapter 11 and verse 27 and 28 about a woman who says, "Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked." But he said, speaking of Jesus, "Yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it." It was as though the woman were saying to Jesus that, you know what? You're great, but blessed is the woman that brought you forth. And for a lot of women, I could understand why you feel that way. For some women, you've even gone as far as to say to the men that without me, you would be no one. But if we go back to the beginning, back to a time where things were a lot more clear, and we didn't have the media and all of these external voices that wanted to disturb and perturb our minds, we read about the creation of man. And Adam was created first, and then Eve. But Eve was created in order to help the man. And I would go as far as to say, in order to help the man serve God. Because while Adam had in his mind fixed to name all manner of beasts and animals that were before him, he still could not find a helpmeet. And Adam had to sacrifice something of himself, the bone from his side, in order for a woman to be created. Fast forward, that sacrifice is still something that lingers within a man's spirit. That when they dedicate themselves to one woman, they're expecting that they don't have to look anywhere else. God speaks to this woman that talks about Jesus' mother and says, well, she's greater than even Jesus, because she brought you forth and gave you life and gave you milk, gave you nourishment, gave you strength. Jesus chastens that thought by saying, well, rather blessed are those who hear the word of God and keep it. And by keeping it, he's talking about doing it. He no longer speaks about a woman in this verse when he's referencing what the woman has said. Yea, rather, blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. And this message comes from Luke chapter 11 and verse 27 and 28. So we're all on the same playing field in the sense that it's God who gives us the increase. It's God who benefits our way, who allows our dreams, our aspirations, our works to prosper. For another man waters and another man plants, but God gives the increase. And so God doesn't look at a woman and say, well, wow, you're better than the man. And in this case, Jesus goes as far as to say, well, blessed are those who keep my word and just does it. Men, we should honor our wives, as it says in 1 Peter chapter 3. Women should have such a meekness and humbleness about them that the husband is willing to listen to them. You know, if you're in a place within your marriage where you don't understand why your husband doesn't listen, well, first is pride. A man gets married and wants to just move the whole earth and gain the whole world, and honestly, just to give a portion of that to the spouse and to share his blessings with his spouse. But through life, what ends up happening is, although a lot of work is put forth by the man, we see that men are losing their jobs, their worth is going down drastically, And honestly, the respect that they once received is gone. And everyone is speaking to the woman and saying, well, you should be independent. It's no longer independent for your husband in order to help him along the way, but now it's independent for oneself, because it seems as though the man cannot take care of you any longer. A woman may say, forget marriage, let me just live my life by myself. And what that obviously means is they live a life of fornication where they tend to sleep with all manner of men and they do all what they want to do. But during this time or this mentality of independence, you're learning that you're only getting older and your life is being stripped from you, as each partner that you have is taking a part of you that you cannot gain back. They're gaining a piece of wisdom, of understanding of how you are in life, how you deal with life, your sometimes lowest points in life, and they're taking that away. They're not helping you, nor do they care to help you. They're just taking from you. Where is independence in that message? Rather, when we look at a marriage and we consider a man and how he could do the same thing and sleep with all type of women, but rather they have decided to give their life, dedicate their lives to one woman, in exchange that the woman will be that helpmeet that he dreamed that she will be, or maybe even exceed that expectation. That's what drives the man, motivates the man to continue to push forward, even in the lowest of times. As a man leans to the word of God, they're led to want to give to their wives. When we look at Abraham and we look at Sarah, we see a beauty that was admired by the world, even Abimelech. How do you think that beauty came? By her dressing in rags while he dressed in riches? So I want to just show you the power that you have, women, when you are humbled and meek to your husbands. And husbands, please honor your wives. Show them your appreciation, not one day, every day. God bless.